Gilles Deleuze on Palestine. Stones, 1988. Europe owes its Jews an infinite debt that Europe has not even begun to pay. Instead, an innocent people is being made to pay, the Palestinians. The Zionists have constructed the state of Israel out of the recent past of their genocide, that unforgettable European horror, but also out of the suffering of this other people, using the stones of this other people. Irgun was labeled a terrorist organization not only because they bombed English neighborhoods, but also because they destroyed villages, killing innocent people. The Americans have made a multi-billion-dollar Western out of the whole affair. We are to believe that the state of Israel has been established in an empty land, which has been awaiting the return of the ancient Hebrews for centuries. The ghosts of a few Arabs that are around, keeping watch over the sleepy stones, came from somewhere else. The Palestinians, tossed aside, forgotten, have been called on to recognize the right of Israel to exist, while the Israelis have continued to deny the fact of the existence of a Palestinian people. From the beginning, the Palestinian people have carried out, on their own, a war which continues to this day in defense of their land, their stones, their way of life. No one mentions this first war, since it is so crucial to have people believe that the Palestinians are Arabs from somewhere else, and who can go back? Who will disentangle all these Jordans? Who will speak up and say that the ties between a Palestinian and another Arab may be strong, but no stronger than those between two nations of Europe? And what Palestinian can forget what they have suffered at the hands of their Arab neighbors, not to mention those of the Israelis? What is the crux of this new debt? The Palestinians chased from their land have settled where they can, at least keep this land in sight, preserving their vision of it as the last contact with their hallucinatory being. The Israelis never could chase them away, never completely erase them, cover them in the oblivion of night. The destruction of villages, houses dynamited, expulsions, assassinations, a history of horrors has started anew, once again on the backs of the innocent. They say the Israeli Secret Service is the envy of the world. But what sort of a democracy is it whose politics are indistinguishable from the actions of its own Secret Service? Quote, "They're all named Abu," unquote, declares an Israeli official after the assassination of Abu Jihad. Does he recall the hideous sound of those voices that said, quote, "They're all named Levi"? How will Israel succeed with its annexed lands, its occupied territories, with its settlers and its settlements, with its lunatic rabbis, through occupation? Infinite occupation. The stones raining down on them come from within. They come from the Palestinian people to remind us that there is a place in the world, no matter how confined, where the debt has been reversed. The stones thrown from the hands of the Palestinians are their stones, the living stones of their country. A debt cannot be paid with 1, 2, 3, 7, 10 murders a day, and it cannot be paid with third-party agreements. The third party is ultimately nowhere to be found. Every death calls out to the living, and the Palestinians have become part of the soul of Israel. The Palestinians sound the depth of that soul, and torment it with their piercing stones.